pipeline wano yayita ndi mweraliikirivu nti ennyumba eyo tebanza kubanga bayita wano nimba nga nyinamu embeera gyinza okuba nga yeeyagaza.
All along the route of the planned East African crude oil pipeline, the echoes of communities voicing the same concerns. If built, the 1,443-kilometer pipeline would link the Tilenga and Kingfisher oil fields in western Uganda to the Tanzanian coast.
There is a lot of resistance against the EACOP because the Tilenga, Kingfisher and EACOP oil projects are bad for people, are bad for nature and are bad for climate change.
I object the pipeline because it has displaced 1,000 and 1,000 of people without enabling them to regain their land elsewhere.
Total Energies and the Chinese company Sinok acquired the rights to develop the oil fields along with Ugandan and Tanzanian companies. Uganda has considerable renewable energy potential. It doesn't need the pipeline.
Emiti gyonna gyali wano, emiti gyonna wano. Ne kati emiti gyonna obutonde bw'ensi buweddewo. Naye tetulaba kiki gavumenti kigamba nti oba waliwo enteekateeka yonna ey'okuddaabiriza ku butonde bw'ensi.
Like some 90% of farmers, Nsubuga accepted money in exchange for a plot of his land. But he described a process that was lengthy and confusing, and many promises, including some assistance with the school fees unkept.
Emyaka n'emyaka bajjajjaffe gye baali basimba emmwanyi ziri nga zituyamba nga buli season nga zituwa school fees naffe ffennyini okuyambibwako. Kati mu nsangi zino tulaba nga tunyigirizibwa. Abaana baffe embeera kati ya school fees ziri nnyenta n'eggulo.
Problems around the relocation of the family's graves caused more resentment towards Total Energies. The compensation offered at the time wasn't always enough for the traditional rituals to be conducted. Not far from here, Lubega is one of the few farmers who refused compensation from Total Energies.
Bwe bajja mu kusooka eri basooka ne bajja batugamba nti omuti gw'emmwanyi tugenda gusasula emitwalo 3,300. Ne tubagamba bannange nti omuti gw'emmwanyi tosobola kusima kinnya n'ogula emmwanyi olima ogulangule ojja ogisimba osobole okumalako ssente ezo mba mutunyigiriza nnyo. Kati nze awe nagaanira ne ŋŋana n'okusayininga. Ne foomu zino ze baaleeta okuli ebintu bw'ozirabako bwe mu kuzitayipinga mu kuzookyamu ekyamazima tibirabika bulungi.
Total Energies promised farmers would not be worse off, but those leaving their land have not been fairly compensated. The money received didn't allow them to purchase land as fertile or as big in the same area. 100,000 people across Uganda and Tanzania will lose their land and livelihoods.
People who depended on their land for survival, schooling their children, medication, and all sorts of income in the home, they lost it, and it was a long time. The families grew up being supported by that land, but one project is coming and taking it in just a few hours.
In a response to Human Rights Watch reporting about inadequate compensation, Total Energies said they continue to pay close attention to respecting the rights of communities concerned, and added they believe the compensation paid met the standard of full replacement value.
Nganze siri mumativu nti amafuta bwe gayitandika okutambula ewasigadde ettaka nnaaba nkyasimbawo wasigadde okusimbawo ekijanjaalo ne kikula oba n'emmwanyi eyo enannyamba mu maaso eyo gye mbadde nsuubira teyinza kusigala kimu.
Those who resist and those who defend them risk arrest and continuous threats from the Ugandan authorities.
If you're campaigning to stop the expansion of the fossil fuel industry, it's very difficult, most so if you're working in countries such as Uganda where the civic space is repressed. Now, when it's realized that arrest can't stop you, then intimidation, threats, delegitimization, and other forms of activities that are aimed at stopping the work that we do are perpetrated against us.
The method of continuing has been silencing those who want to talk. They create fear to talk about these dangers, to see that nobody else should talk about it.
Jealousy, a farmer and a pastor from the northern part of the country, decided to take the fight against EACOP and Total Energies to France.
Then when I was coming back at my mother's home, Uganda, I reached at Entebbe airport. I was arrested, detained in a jail for 9 hours. And after I came back, the intimidation from calls I get from different peoples, calling me, not knowing them, that you are sabotaging government, you are sabotaging project.
And while the farmers wonder what the future holds for them, activists hope international financial backers will steer clear of supporting EACOP.
We'd also like to see the international community ensuring that investments or money is flowing into the green economic sectors. It's not enough for them to take away funding from the fossil fuel sector. They must ensure that the funding that has been going to that sector flows to renewable energy and other green economic sectors so that Ugandans and people elsewhere can prosper while conserving nature.